Hello friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny and here we are for our weekly nursery tour. We're doing things in a little bit of a different order this week. One, because we have some exciting news to share with you. If you have been on social media, you might know that we were fortunate and honored to have Jim Putnam come visit us and spend really the whole morning with us here at the nursery. For those of you who may not know who Jim is a fellow North Carolinian, long family history being in North Carolina, so he is a fellow Southern, and he has a fantastic YouTube channel, HortTube. We'll put it in the description below, the link below. He is really well known, so a lot of you, I'm sure, know Jim. Jim, as he says, does the nuts and bolts of plants because he has a long history in horticulture, landscaping, was a nursery owner, all sorts of things, and he is just a fantastic resource when you want to know the nuts and bolts about a plant. Go to him and type in whatever plant you want to know, and he will tell you everything you need to know about that plant in about 10 minutes or less. Jerry and I use him quite frequently when we come across a new plant for us and we want to know, well, will this be a good plant, that we can grow or offer? We'll go to Jim's, YouTube channel and look, and there it is. So he came and spent a long time with us. We just talked for a really long time, and then we filmed a video over in the Pines in the same spot that we did Christine's chat. So we did a chat with Jim in the Pines. So that will run on our channel later this week, and then we filmed one for him where he did kind of a tour of the nursery and saw everything that will go on his channel. So we'll have one on our channel and one on his channel, two totally different videos. That was very exciting and very honored that he was here, and I know that this is the beginning of a great relationship. Had a great time with him. So look forward to that. And then also, because spring is officially here, it came on Saturday, so lots of fun things are happening. I'm sitting here looking around and I see little buds popping out on shrubs. If you haven't noticed these gorgeous plants yet, oh my goodness, this is a Forsythia. And this is not just any Forsythia, let me get it up here. And this is Show Off. Show Off very much lives up to her name. This is probably the biggest, fattest blooms I have ever seen on a Forsythia. I mean, just massive blooms. Gorgeous color. These have overwintered. We have not forced these at all in the greenhouse. We actually planted two of these in the bank bed behind the pergola. We did that video for Laura and Aaron over there at Garden Answer. We put two of these in there, and they are just stunning. They are just electric and just shining brightly. Forsythia is we call them yellow bells here in the South. These are great for a full sun. This one will get to be about 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. Of course, you have this gorgeous color in the spring, and then through the rest of the season, it gives you nice height and structure with some really pretty green leaves. And then in the winter, of course, it is deciduous. So we only have a couple of these. So there's like 5 of these that we have. So if you are local and you want them, you need to come get them, because beginning this weekend, we're going to go ahead and open up our hours, extend our hours by another day. So we will be open on Friday and Saturday beginning at 9 a.m. So you can come get these. Again, first come, first serve. So get your little honey bucket out here and get some of these plants that you want. We will go ahead and extend our hours on April 1st on Thursday. So I will have a nice graphic up so that y'all can know that beginning this weekend, it's Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. And then April 1st, we will include that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that is the extent of our hours. Yes, we have limited hours. No, we are not open 7 days of a week. Remember, we are the grower. We have all sorts of things going on. So the nursery is actually open only on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, beginning at 9 a.m. Now, another fantastic plant that you really might want to consider adding to your landscape. In fact, Jerry, just go ahead and back up a little bit more, because I want them to see these two together. So this is this is Lorpedilum. This one happens to be, I'm trying to see what the actual Garnet Fire, Jerry told me. So this is Garnet Fire, and this is an Abelia. This is the Radiance Abelia from Southern Living. These two plants are fantastic foundation plantings. We say foundation plantings because you can put them at the foundation of your house or building, gives you year-round structure, year-round color, and they're just gorgeous. Loropetalums are also called Chinese French flowers. These are about to pop out in their just neon pink blooms. This is the time of year that they bloom, and they're called a French flower because it looks like they have actually been shredded and they're little fringes. Gorgeous. Ours at the house right now are positively glowing because they are in full bloom. Loropetalums come in all different sizes. Garnet Fire, Jerry can correct me if I'm wrong, is in that 4 to 5 foot range. I mean, you can see it has a beautiful kind of a weeping habit. Loropetalums are not really meant to be kept in those tight balls. They're more of that free-form shape. Radiance Abelia can be a little bit lower in that 3 by 3 foot range. Does great in front of these. Just gorgeous color. If you have no clue what to do in front of your house and you have the space, the height, simple. Keep it simple, sweetie. So here we go. Of course, and then all of the Encore azaleas, they are, will not be long and they will be full of color. Remember the Encores we love because not only do they bloom in the spring, but also again in the summer and then also in the fall. The Encores can come from like a 2 foot tall mature height all the way up in that like 5 foot. So, and you can just, they're easy. They love the full sun. You just let them go and they just bloom, 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 bloom. Then of course, back here, those great, beautiful pops of color are the Sunshine Ligustrums. Again, it's another fantastic plant from Southern Living. We use these a ton in our landscapes. They are beautiful. They can easily be maintained in that 3 to 4 foot range. We really kind of prune them once a year. This is about the time of year that we prune them. You can see that they are flushing out with brand new foliage. If we were here, and maybe we did do a video a couple of weeks ago, and they were looking a little sparse. Again, like I told you back then, they're like chickens. They molt their old leaves so that their new leaves can flush out. So all those little tiny leaves is the new foliage. The more sun they get, the brighter the color they are. So you can have this in a shady spot. It's just gonna be a green shrub. The more sun, the more vibrant yellow it is. And it makes a beautiful pairing with these sprinter boxwoods from Proven Winners. We had the teenage daughter arriving back from the house and Jerry's eyes are huge because I guess she's going too fast. Welcome to our life, folks. Those of you with teenagers, you know when they first get their license, they're very, at least ours was kind of timid and cautious. She's had it for maybe not quite even 6 months now, and let me tell you, those cautious days were pretty good compared to right now. She's good, she really is. She's very responsible. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to plants. Sprinter boxwoods. Sprinter boxwoods are fantastic. They're that Japanese boxwood as opposed to an English boxwood. So much more resistant to the boxwood blight, so forth, so on. We love these plants. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Again, it's easily maintained anywhere from 2 to 3 feet. If you want to let it get bigger to the 4 foot, you can. But boxwoods obviously respond beautifully to being pruned. You can let them go to more of a free-form shape. If you want to make them into a topiary, if you want to put them in balls, if you want to make a hedge. Very, very, very versatile. Love these, and they are very sun shade tolerant. So they're extremely versatile. I mean, just tons of options. And interestingly enough, if we were here 2 months ago, these boxwoods would have had kind of a bronzy tip on them. Not really brown. Brown gives kind of a negative connotation when you're talking about plants. Bronzing is the better way that I can describe it. And then as soon as your days get longer and the warmer temperatures come back up, they just turn right back to that beautiful green. So don't freak out if in the dead of winter in those cold, cold months, especially for us, January, February, if your boxwoods kind of have that bronzing tip to them, they're okay. And as long as, like when you pull on them, If you don't have any petals, leaves that come off, that means they're fine. If you have everything just falling off the plant, then you might have something to be worried about. But as long as you're pulling on a plant, you're good. And I don't mean, like yanking on it. I mean, common sense. All right, let's go up and do a little walkthrough real quick of Greenhouse 1. Y'all were here with us a week ago when we were planting the basil and the coffee cups and the caladiums. So they are doing well. So let's go in here though. I want to show you just a little peek-see of some things that are in here. And I think the fan is on, so it might be a little, you might hear it kind of rumbling some. Now, look at me, sweet folks. You know that I love you, right? I'm about to show you some of these coffee cups from Proven Winners. These are not going to be for sale online. These are for sale here at the nursery. In fact, everything that I'm showing you today is really geared towards our local folks and our people who are coming to shop here at the nursery. It's also to inspire you folks who are not local to go to your local nursery and see what they have, because I guarantee you they are stocking up and getting ready for a great spring. So if let's say that you're in Florida, you're in Mississippi, you're in Louisiana, and you're not going to be able to come shop here this spring, get some inspiration here, then find your own local garden center and support them. Okay? So just so you know, coffee cups is not going to get shipped. It is for our local customers only. So don't send me messages asking if I can ship it. I'm going to very kindly tell you no. But look how the basil is growing. I mean, in less than a week. So this is a basil from Proven Winners. We've already gotten some new leaves on it. And that is the thing about basil. Once it gets those really warm temperatures and it is happy, man, whoo, it is a fast grower. And it still just smells heavenly, absolutely heavenly. The coffee cups have also been loving life in here, and they are growing quite nicely as well. They have new foliage. They're nice and perky, nice and upright. So let me show you the tag first. So there's our coffee cups. And then we're going to slowly rotate around. Now, you might look at this plant and you can see, like this leaf does not look so hot, right? And maybe even this one. These would have been the older leaves that when they were shipped to us, maybe they were damaged a little bit in shipping. Maybe they got a little too chilly. You know that this plant is perfectly happy and healthy though, because you have got beautiful new foliage popping up. So if you go to your local nursery and there's a couple of outer leaves that don't look so good, but you've got new growth coming up, it's okay. It's fine. No problem. Get the plant, take it home, take some scissors and snip off the yucky and let all the new stuff come up. We love the coffee cups because it just provides just a beautiful height, unique texture to it. You can see on this one it's called coffee cups because see how this one is starting to turn more upright and have a cupping effect. So they'll even go more upright, and then when it rains, this will fill with water, and then once it gets too heavy, it'll dip down and it'll dip the water out and pop right back up. Very fun, very fun. So the caladiums, there's not much to report about the caladiums. They're just gonna sit here until they're ready to pop up, which it does take a little while. So caladiums are still caladiums, but dear heavens alive, look at this. This, my friends, is the fantastic, the one, the only, Supertunia Mini Vista Indigo. It's one of my all-time favorite plants because look at this color. Now, this is all relatively new blooms. They have that deep, beautiful purple color. As these blooms mature, they will lighten up. So you will have on the same plant this really bold color with some icy, cooler colors in there. So there's a variation of color on the same plant. This is spectacular. It is a mini vista petunia, so remember it can go anywhere. It can go in the ground, a pot, a hanging basket, window box, but it needs at least, I would say at a minimum, 5 hours of direct sun that you get all these blooms. If you're finding your petunias and your calibrachoas, they have gorgeous green foliage, but they don't have any blooms, they're not getting enough sun. So these are considered full sun plants, so you need to put them in the full sun. So we're gonna let Jerry back up a little bit because all I see is color right here. This beautiful white, this is the Mini Vista White. Again, pure white bloom. A Mini Vista is gonna be more controlled than like the Vistas, the daddies of the petunias. Here we have Royal Velvet. I wanna show you how deep and rich. I'm gonna hold this as still as I can and let Jerry come in. Does it not look like velvet cloth? I hope this is transferring on the camera as it is in real life, because it looks like you could just like rub your face in it and just feel that fuzziness of it. So Royal Velvet Supertunia is another fantastic one. Okay, but look at this. What if you paired, I think that's gorgeous. You pair Royal Velvet with Bordeaux. Oh, I mean magical, absolutely magical. These will do great, again, because they are petunias, very, very versatile. They will go in lots of places. Then, of course, now we're getting into the vistas. So we had the Vista Paradise because it's that like electric watermelon, pink, red. Then you go with the classic, you cannot beat it, bubblegum. I mean, if that's not like bubblicious bubblegum right there, I don't know what is. And then finally we have, well, this is actually the Mini Vista White. We'll just pretend this is Snowdrift. Snowdrift is still that pure white, just a little bit bigger. I mean, we could spend all day just in here, but just know that these guys are ready to go. We've looked at the weather about 2 weeks out and everything looks pretty good. Everything looks fine. That's why we have the petunias and the calibrachoas out here. They are doing well. Let's talk about this one right quick. Vermilion Air. So for us in North Carolina, the hummingbirds, we start putting out our feeders and preparing for the hummingbirds right around the 1st of April, which is only, less than 10 days away. I don't even know what today is. Yeah, like a week away. It's only like a week away. If you want to attract hummingbirds to your garden, then you need to get Vermilion Air. Vermilion Air may not look like much right now. Like it is not, the petunias of course are really showy plants. Vermilion Air is not gonna be the one truly that's gonna like grab your attention from 20 feet away, but it will for the hummingbirds. When I tell you that the hummingbirds love this plant, I am not exaggerating. They come to this plant whether we have a crowd full of people here, they will come, they will eat on Vermilion Air. This, we do have a bunch of this online. So we have it online and a ton available here at the nursery. So get prepared and bring in some Vermilion Air into your garden. We're gonna slide over here just for a second. I wanna give you, or show you, I don't think we've talked about this space at all so far. So obviously we've been here many, many times before. These are the great huge aqua pots from Proven Winners. Just absolutely gorgeous. Michael just does a fantastic job making these beautiful pots. In the spring, I like to put my tulips and my bulbs in here. What I did this year, as you can tell exactly where I planted the 5 Globe Master alliums. They are gonna be kind of the centerpiece, the showpiece of these pots. So there's 5 in here. And then underneath are 3 different kinds of tulips. This year I went kind of with the white and purple theme. So I have white tulips and then 2 different shades of purple in these pots. If it comes out as pretty, half as pretty in my head, no. If it comes out half as pretty in real life as it is in my head, it's gonna be stunning. So they're just growing, they're happy, they're coming right along. Remember, I chilled these all for 10 weeks because our winters just don't get cold enough. So they are coming up and they're gonna be gorgeous. So I have the 2 aqua pots are planted the exact same. And then I have a blue container here and a blue container in front of the Bidens over there. They are the same tulips, but they don't have the alliums in them. So this should be quite a spectacular space in just a few weeks. We have some cat's pajamas. People were asking about cat's pajamas. Of course, we have, this is just what's outside. This actually overwintered, so it's here. I know that's been a huge item online. It is coming. We just potted up a ton of them this week, and so they will be coming along. Let's go over to the dianthus, Jerry, because dianthus is a fantastic perennial, very low growing, but really showy and really sweet. I really just love this plant. So this particular one is Paint the Town Fuchsia. So there's your name. It has a beautiful icy blue-green foliage on it. It is a semi-evergreen, so even in the dead of winter, it will not go completely away, but it just has this beautiful color to it. And you can see that this one's getting ready to bloom. This is what fuchsia actually looks like. Just a nice, nice pink color. And then new this year, this is the Paint the Town series from Proven Winners. New to the series this year is Fancy. Just to show you what a nerd I am. So we were potting up a bunch of fancies this week, and all I could think about, the song that kept repeating in my brain. Does anybody know what song might be repeating in my brain when we were planting these? From none other than Miss Reba. Fancy Don't Let Me Down. That's so silly, but anyway, that's cracking me up. I make myself laugh sometimes. Anyway, so that's Fancy. And then here we have Magenta, which is another hot pink. Sometimes fuchsia and magenta can be a little tricky to tell apart, but they're gorgeous, so it really doesn't matter. Let's kind of go over here. We had some extra bulbs left over from the nursery, and so we potted those up. So my local people, if you need a little pop of color, we have got some bulbs planted in these little terracotta pots that you can come and get and take those home. While I was doing that, you know, we've talked about this grill before. You know, I have a recycled old grill. Jerry was gonna throw it out, and I was like, no, I can do something with this. So people who may know me, if you have my sense of humor, I planted three different tulips in here. Can you guess what colors I planted in here? It's a grill, and I have echinacea that's Lakota fire. So my tulips are red, yellow, and orange. And they're not just regular tulips, I think they're called the flame, anyway, they're the ones with the tips. So they look like little flames coming up. So I just make myself laugh. So anyway, again, hopefully this will come great and we'll have a beautiful tulip flamed grill that will look great. Jerry, will you pan? So there's the bank that we did over here for Laura and Aaron. And if you can see those two pops of color, that's what I was really wanting to show you. Those are those two show-off Forsythias. So just imagine them being 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. And remember, we just planted that bank in the fall. And right now you're like, well, Jenny, it's a lot of, you know, maybe it's not the most impressive bed, but you've got to, when you're gardening, that's the thing, is that you can envision what it's gonna look like, you know, as the years go by and it gets bigger. And those are only just shrubs in there. I will add perennials, I will add annuals, I will add things as I go along. When you garden, especially when you have a big space like that, you don't get it perfect the first time around. It's a process. You put things in, some things are gonna do great, some things are gonna die. You kill things, oh well, it's fine. And you just go in and you add and you tweak and you change. That's the joy of gardening. All right, moving on down in here into the pines. There's not a whole lot of awakening in here other than some of the hydrangeas are starting to wake up. This is Little Henry. Little Henry is a sweet spire from Proven Winners. This is a really nice versatile plant because it can do sun or shade. And you will see that it still has some old leaves from the winter, but it's all popping out the new leaves for its spring and summer. It is a gorgeous, does these really pretty like finger-like white blooms on it that smell really fantastic. So they are waking up. We are having some of the ferns are starting to wake up. So like for example, this is the Japanese painted fern, and you can see we have got some new growth in there. The little fronds are starting to open up, which is really fun. This is the time of year that I love to go out into my garden and just kind of walk and peek and look and see, are you waking up yet? You are, you are. So we do have a ton of a selection of shade perennials in here. Some like the Maui, but I think that's Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is waking up, as is Elegans is waking up, but some are not, because remember, hostas will wake up at different times. They appear and make their debut at different times, and that's okay. So if it's, you have something and it's not showing yet, don't worry about it. But there's tons of different things out here. As always, we remember, for our local folks, what is at the nursery is not reflected on the website. The website inventory and the nursery inventory are two completely different things. So if you're local and you look at the website and you think, oh my gosh, you don't have anything, that is not true at all. Come see us. We have got tons of plants for you. We have got anything that you need, and if we don't have it, we'll do our best to get it for you. Sound good? All right, so we will see you Friday and Saturday beginning at 9 a.m. Look for the video with Jim coming out later this week. And as always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. We'll see you next video. Bye, friends.